Hey everyone. Okay, I've postponed this long enough, too long, but today I want to talk to you about the upcoming price increase that we can no longer delay. And as you are used to from me, I like explaining how we get to things, how things work behind the scenes. So let me walk you through it. See, our basic pricing structure has been the same since even before 2017, which is $200 or below for the budget dioramas, around $300 or below for the deluxe Detolf dioramas, around $500 for the true scales, and most of the ultimates are up to $1,000. Vehicles are around the $1,200, $300, $1,300, and that's been the same for many, many, many years. And that's because money isn't the main driving force for us. But many people on the sidelines have pointed out that our margins are quite low for the risks involved and the fact that we do the entire process. So we're like, I think, the only company in this space that does everything from early designs, prototyping, up to tooling, production, sales, marketing, websites, financing, up to delivery and after sales service. And even though we do all that, our total gross margin is less than what usually one of the players in that space would make. I will get into that later. But so especially with things getting bigger, Warner Brothers getting on board, all the upfront fees that had to be paid for that upfront development and production cost, and that run by a skeleton crew of 5 or 6 people, which equate to about 3 full-time employees. We just don't have much fat on our bones, basically, or not at all. And if you add to that our payment plans cost nothing, and they do tie up a lot of money and space, and many clients don't honor the deadlines, which means additional space and time and money tied up for longer than planned. And then Corona happened, and that really was the straw that broke the camel's back in terms of keeping the pricing where they are. Because of all the delays during Corona, means we couldn't deliver much product in 2020. So all the prepayments that you guys do are reserved, and we don't account for that as any kind of revenue until we actually deliver the product. So that most of the money is safe in a different account unless we need to use it for production and tooling and that sort of thing, right? So basically, 2020 was a bad year for us, and then costs have skyrocketed. So raw materials, wages, container shipping, all of that has been increasing at a ridiculous rate, even though we set the prices like 18 months in advance of delivery. And so that doesn't account for all these prices that do change. So again, I've been absorbing all the price increases for that as well until the point where I couldn't do that anymore. So we also invested in remote quality control because I couldn't go anywhere during Corona. So for the last couple of months of production, we've gotten an external company that checks parts at their suppliers worldwide. And of course, we try to keep our best-in-class customer service by always being available to the customers more than any competitor. I mean, me, the boys, Janneke, and of course, we hired Chiara to handle the literally hundreds of messages every week. Now, I don't know about Sideshow, I haven't tried that, but I know Hot Toys isn't even available. And many aren't even available to talk, let alone the people actually behind the scenes, and not some generic customer service rap. So you get that as well. And so to give you an idea of how this usually works, many of the companies don't own production, so they do the development, design and stuff, but they have to. I would be very surprised if Sideshow or Hot Toys own actual factories, so they work together with that. And then many of them, including Hot Toys, do have sales and distribution and after service done by others. And all these players have to earn their margin to keep the business running, right? So you're paying usually 2 or 3 times that margin from start to finish, even though with us you're only paying it once because we do everything. And the reason why we don't have any wholesale or retailers is because we the pricing, the margins aren't there. The our margin, our gross margin from start to finish is less than, say, your local comic book or collectibles retailer. I've heard this many times, been approached many times by stores who want to carry our stuff, but if I tell them the total margin we would have to split both ways, it wouldn't even be enough for them to keep the store open. So, and they only have to get the product in, stock it, and sell it, which is another risk in itself. I mean, comic book stores have it hard as well. I know this, but our margin is even less than that. So all of this just to say that even though we don't have to pay the wholesalers and the retailers and all that sort of thing, we do need to make at least the same margin as one of those players. So that's why we cannot absorb anymore, and we're going to raise the prices on most products. Now, this is very important. The prices will, well, first of all, we will give you another week. So for the old prices, they will remain effective for the month of September. So October 1st, 2021 is when these price increases will start. And it pays to back us early again. These price increases do not affect any orders started before October 1st of this year. So don't worry. I'm going to put this in the description for the video as well. We're going to send out an email to everybody. Please read that carefully. Do not inundate us with even more messages. Your order placed before October 1st is safe. Old prices. You're okay. Okay? The other thing is that we'll have to start charging late fees for people who do not honor the payment plan. So we give them the option of spreading out the payments, but we do need for the people who do that to finish the payment plan when it was intended to be finished. Because like I said, we have, even though we have a wait list of dozens and dozens of people for the Justice Mobile, I still have dozens and dozens of Justice Mobiles sitting in my warehouse waiting to be delivered because we have quite a few people who just haven't paid when they said they would pay. So payment plans will be free unless you go over that date. So that's just, it's a business decision I had to make. I've said it before, I'm not in this for the money, but I do have a growing list of people who depend on us and suppliers, and to keep the lights on, I need to do something. So thanks again for your continued support and trust in us. And yeah, that's it. And thank you so much. And until the next video.